You ever lie awake at night and think, why am I still doing this? You gave everything that day. You answered every email. You probably stayed up late. You picked up the slack. You kept the peace. You made sure that your team looked good. Your boss looked good. Your family looked good. And yet you still feel invisible. And you start to wonder, does any of this even matter? Do I matter? And that's the real face of burnout, because it's not just being tired and it's not just stress. It's giving all of yourself and still wondering why you're not seen, why you're not valued, why nothing seems to change. And here's the part you don't hear too often. Burnout doesn't just steal your energy, it steals your sense of self. Now, you might be nodding right now because maybe this is your story too. And I want you to hear this. It's not weakness. It's not that you don't care enough or that you're not resilient enough. It's a system problem. But here's the kicker. We've been taught to double down on the very thing that's draining us. Work harder, give more, sacrifice yourself. Someday, someone will notice. Someday, you'll be rewarded. But let me tell you the hard truth. Overfunctioning doesn't get you respect. It erases you. The applause that you're waiting for, it's not coming. Because the system isn't built to reward invisible labor. And this isn't just a personal issue. Look around. Every headline reminds us what happens when people are just stretched past their limits. You see tragedies in schools, mistakes in hospitals, leaders in tech collapsing under pressure. We're watching compassion fatigue and burnout bleed into every part of our collective life. And who pays the price? Usually the people who care the most, healthcare professionals who pour themselves out shift after shift. Tech leaders holding together teams under just impossible timelines. Midlife professionals sandwiched between aging parents and growing kids and endless workplace demands. These are the people that are carrying the weight of the world. And it's no surprise that they're also the ones that are collapsing under it. I know this story because I've lived it. For 30 years, I was in education, an administrator, and I was the one who said yes when my plate was already full. I was the one who stayed late, who carried everyone else's crises, who thought that if I just kept showing up, eventually I'd be noticed. And on the outside of it, it looked like success, but on the inside, oh my God, I was exhausted, unseen, stalled out. I'll never forget the day that I realized my over-functioning wasn't helping anybody. I was sitting in yet another meeting, just trying to hold it together, and I realized I don't even know who I am outside of this role. I have given so much that I've disappeared into the process. That was my wake-up call. Now, maybe you've had your own version of that moment, or maybe you're still in it right now, grinding, hoping, waiting for something to change. So let's name it. Let's name what's really happening here. Burnout, it's a loop. And once you see the loop, you can break it. And here's what I mean. You overgive because deep down, you want to be valued. You stay late. You pick up the slack. You make sure everyone else is okay. But instead of recognition, you get silence. Or worse, you get taken for granted. So you try harder. And the harder you try, the more invisible you feel. And that's the burnout loop. And until you see it, you'll just keep running it. Here's where coaching comes in. Coaching doesn't give you another productivity hack. It gives you three things: a mirror to see the patterns clearly, a map to chart a different course, and then methods to actually change how you work and live in a way that lasts. Because once you see the loop, you can pause, and in that pause, you can choose differently. This is what I teach my clients. Catch the moment. Name the loop. I'm about to say yes just so they like me. I'm about to overwork because I'm afraid I'm not enough. Then breathe. Ask the question, what would I do if I wasn't afraid? That simple pause, it can change everything. Now I want you to imagine something. Imagine that you stop trying or tying your worth to how much that you can pour yourself out. Imagine you stop waiting for the applause that's just not coming. Imagine that you start living and leading not from exhaustion, but from grounded presence. How would that change your relationships? How would it change your career? How would it change your life? That's not a dream. That's what happens when you stop running the loop and reclaiming your energy. And let's be real. This isn't just about you. When leaders burn out, teams burn out. And when professionals collapse, families collapse. When caregivers go down, whole systems feel that. We're watching it play out in real time, in our workplaces, in our homes, across the country, across the world. But here's the real thing. If burnout is contagious, so is restoration. One person reclaiming their energy just ripples outward. One leader modeling boundaries creates permission for a whole team to breathe. One professional choosing to align their work with their values shifts the culture around them. That's the power that you have, even in the middle of your exhaustion. So let me land this here. On September 25th, I'm going to go live on LinkedIn to dig into this even deeper. The event is called The Leadership Trap: Why Working Harder Makes You Invisible, and what to do instead. In that 30-minute session, I'm going to show you exactly how to break free from the burnout loop and reclaim your energy in a way that's both sustainable and human. If you've ever felt unseen, exhausted, or stuck in that invisible cycle of giving more and getting less, this conversation is for you. Don't wait until the system just wrings you dry. The RSVP is in the video descriptor, so join me please, because your leadership deserves to shine, not at the cost of your health, not at the cost of your life. This is your moment to step out of the loop and into the kind of leadership that feels like you.